Lord of Mysteries, Episode 7. So, this one kind of kicks off with Asik, or Mr. Asik, and Klein kind of talking about the coincidence of their faith and how possibly the notebook can lead Klein to a clue of how to get back to his own world. Like, probably the notebook is one of the reasons why Klein was initially, like, transmigrated here, and now he could be like his clue to getting out of this world and going back to his original world. And we have the group of Nighthawks just kind of about to celebrate because one of their own is kind of getting married. And I do like that. Even in the whole marriage stuff, it was very nicely well animated. And then we get to them being assigned certain jobs, and most of them are pretty rough. Like, even they Klein couldn't even handle a single one, and like they figured he couldn't handle a single one because he is one of their lowest ranking members or newest members for now. And I mean, they don't know about his whole like divine realm and stuff, so they think he's just a normal guy with this seer pathway. So yeah, so instead of like giving him something like rough, they actually tell him, hey, there's this thing you can do that's like really simple. I'm sure you'll be able to handle it. And they give him like one of the easiest jobs, which is to kind of guard the doorway where they keep all the artifacts and make sure nobody gets in. And it's supposed to be the least dangerous and the easiest to do. So I really do like that they're still underestimating him, even though he clearly saved them a couple times. But obviously, they're unbeknown to his power still. I love the music that starts playing once Klein gets there, and the gates start like slowly opening, and there's this suspenseful type of music. It is very entertaining, and it's very powerful messaging that something is amiss with this artifact that slowly starts creeping in on Klein. And the artifact that creeps in on Klein is the misfortune puppet or something like that, which apparently if you see it, you're dealt with a big misfortune of sorts. And it's really interesting because they point out that it wouldn't normally move on its own, but perhaps the fact that they now have included that the Antigonus family's notebook, that it probably propped up the puppet or the artifact to actually start acting on its own, which to me is just like very nice coincidence that it happened. And we don't really get to see what happens once it starts at Klein, because Klein just kind of like zones out, and then we cut, and then we have the other people kind of show up to save him or like to see what's happening. And then we have Klein go to his divine realm with his subjects. The Justice and Hangman kind of are there. They provided Klein with the diary that he requested, or like the notebook, the parts of the notebook he requested. And this is like when they notice that he can read the ancient writing of the king, the one that has given Klein the knowledge to know that he should have gone towards the seer ability. And there is this they bring up this nice like uh thing that he should know about, where it's like there's a sequence aid from the Aurora Order, and that's really important. That's gonna be really important later on. I know they did not just say that for no reason. And it's supposed to be like a way to be able to see or seek the true creator. And I do love that Klein does not think he should be called the true creator. He says the fallen creator is how to best describe him, which is true. Like, from our first image that we've seen of him, is him like hanging down, sort of. And that's so interesting to call it the fallen creator, as we see that Klein is probably going to try to take on a lot of these entities later on, or that's what I think it's leading up to. It would be really interesting to find that out. And we also get to know why people want the antagonist family notebook, right? Because I think the antagonist family has this pathway that destroyed the Ebonite Goddess. So it pretty much, if you have the notebook, it could lead you towards the pathway to being able to beat or destroy one of the gods, which is why I'm more inclining to believe that Klein is eventually gonna be able to go at these gods and take them on by himself. And after he sends them away, he kind of like starts really trying to connect dots. Like, all right, there's definitely something happening ever since I got here, and everything's being connected all at once. And he's trying to pinpoint exactly what it is that connects all these things that don't seem likely to be one thing, which is such a great animation sequence. I cannot praise it enough. And it basically leads him to be that the whole thing was leading him to get the notebook. So now he realizes that he has to get the notebook because all the things that are happening to him kind of indicate that he has to go see Hernicus and stuff and really get through this pathway. But in doing so, he realized, like, okay, well, I have to grow my own abilities. My seer abilities are not up to par. I am still don't even like. I didn't realize that you needed to actually completely syncing your ability with yourself before you switched on to the next sequence. And I think that's what Klein is being stuck on, which is one of the things that he talked about with Hangman and Justice, and how they need to personally like increase that to the optimum before switching over to the next sequence, which now he realized he has to do that, and then also go for the notebook before like drinking the clown potion, which he does get a dream sequence of the clown potion later on, which now he has the whole recipe for it, which is nice. But there's also this dream where he runs into this one guy that was after the antagonist notebook, and then eventually he meets him in the library, and he finds out that yeah, this guy was the one that handed the clown potion to the one guy that he faced off. But before Klein can like question him and ask him questions, he just kind of like goes off and turns himself into a beast. So like, yeah, he didn't get to do much afterwards. So then you kind of start to pinpoint like, right, what's happening, like what really is connecting everything. And then he realized that everything that has been connected with whatever happened on that day that Klein shot himself. And I think that is so great. Everything revolves back to the beginning, and it bonds everybody together. Really interesting. And we also see that Klein knows about this guy called Labanus, who is the key to him like finding Hornixus, or one of the things needed for that. And then we get a nice like end of the episode with Labanus doing some kind of ritual to bring forth the Evernight goddess, or possibly the true creator. I don't quite know yet. But we do have Klein finally fully digested the potion. Like he's finally realized that this year path is not the way to go about things, and I think that clicked in the final thing that was needed in order for him to fully completely digest the potion, which was really great. And now we can have Klein fully involved in higher opportunities, and probably like CMB the clown next, which is gonna be so interesting for me. I really think I want to find out what the heck is in this notebook. I want to see how Klein fits everything together and how he moves towards the path of like becoming a god, essentially. But yeah, great episode. I think this was a nice 8 out of 10.